Hello everyone, welcome back in our Python session. Sorry for the delay. I got busy in few days, so couldn't post any more videos. So today I'm going to discuss about Plotly. So Plotly is also a library to visualize your um, graphs or charts or your findings that you have analyzed before through pandas and numpy. So before we have used matplotlib. So matplotlib is also used to visualize things. So what is the difference between plotly and matplotlib? So in matplotlib you just plot your graphs and charts, but with plotly library that becomes interactive. Interactive means if you touch anywhere in your plot, it will show you the figure, or it will show you the data about that plot that I will show you when we generate plot there. This graphs can be saved offline as well, and you can use those links of your graphs to visualize your data further when you want to show your interactive visualization to your clients. Plotly is also useful in the field of statistical analysis and data visualization. To use plotly graphs and charts, you call module again. You import that module to work on that, as we have used our module matplotlib, pandas, and numpy before. So it's the same way we import either plotly. If you want to work on plotly graph object module, that basically contains constructing plots, so that you use that you call import plotly dot graph objects as go, with as we create a short name of that module to use it further. So we are using go keyword to use graph object. There is another module also that calls plotly express. So to create easy to style and an entire figure at once, we use plotly dot express. So it makes things easier and faster. So to when we import this plotly dot express, we use, and we use px as keyword to call our module again and again. So there are different ways you can work with plotly. So here we are importing our libraries. So we are importing everything here, NumPy and Pandas, to work on data frame and its series. And then we are calling all three ways of Plotly to work on that. So here we are calling our library. We are importing our library. Now we are reading our file, that is MBA in CSV file, and you can see your data frame here, which has name, team, number, position, age, height, weight, college, and salary. We have worked with this data frame before as well. So we are using the same data frame, so you can relate what you have learned in Matplotlib and what you are going to do again with Plotly. As you know, info method we use to see information about our data frame, that tells that this df is a keyword is a data frame. It has 458 entries, that means the rows. It has total 9 columns, these are column names, and how many rows are there in each column, and what kind of data type values are there in each column. So with, as we have learned before as well, we are handling our missing values by dropna method. What dropna method does, it delete or it removes all the rows that has missing value in it. And in place keyword inside dropna method, what it does, it make that changes permanent. So whenever you call your data frame, it comes with the changes. So for example, if I run again info, you can see all the, previously it has 457 rows, now it has 364 rows. So that means all the rows that has a null value or has missing data inside it, all those rows has been deleted or has been removed. Now here we are first generating our basic chart, that is our line chart. To make line chart we call px, that is plotly express, and then we are calling line method here. In line method what we pass first data. What data are you using? That means what data frame are you using. Then in the x value you pass your x value, and then in y axis you pass your y axis value, and then you give title to your plot with the attribute title. In that you give title equals to, and in quotes you give the name of your plot. And then in matplotlib we use plt.show, but here we are giving fig because we are passing our plot all these things into the fig at variable. So we are giving it, this is a plot object basically, so we are passing our show method with our plot object, that is the fig. So if we run this, you will see how this plot is interactive. What is the difference? So if you remember, in matplotlib we just generated our plot, and if you touch your plot in between anywhere it doesn't show anything, you have to tell what it shows. But here in this plotly, when you touch these lines it will tell you what data is there. So like on 10 it is showing that x value is 10 and y value is 6 10. So the height 6 to 10, how many members are there? 10 members. 10 participants has 6 to 10 height. 610 height. So you can see here your figures. So this why it is interactive plots. Now, if we talk about labeling, because here you can see it's just X and Y. You don't want to see X and Y. You want to see name of this axis. You want to give a name that you do with label attribute. In label, you pass a dictionary. In the as a key, you pass the name of your axis. That is x-axis and y-axis, and as value you pass the name that you want to change. So x-axis is height range, and y-axis you want to make number of participants. When you run this you can see that now here is height range and here is number of participants. If you check on this, it will show you that height range is 7 2 and number of participants are 3. If you check here, height range is 6 4 and number of participants is 29. So these plots with Plotly becomes easier and faster because these are interactive plots. And when you show your clients or your manager your reporting, your visualization, it becomes easier for you to explain everything, and it becomes easier for them also to understand your data, what you are going to show. To generate bar plot, you use bar method with px. I'm using plotly express here. So again, first you give your data frame from where you are getting data, and then you pass x-axis, y-axis. I have generated labels as well here, and then the title. So it's same thing here. In the place of line method you are using bar method to generate bar chart for the same thing. If you run this you can see there is no line, there are bars of it. And when you take your cursor to these bars, it shows all the data, all the information about those bars. So this bar height range is 6 9 and number of participants are 29. So you get the exact figure, exact data when you touch these bars. To generate a scatter plot, you use a scatter method. Here again you pass your data frame, your data from where you are collecting your data, and then x axis value, y axis value, and then you pass the title with title attribute. And when you show it, you can see there are dots is there, because plot always shows in dots, right? So you can generate your scatter plot by scatter method. Now here I'm working with another CSV file, that is data.csv. As we have worked before in our matplotlib, it shows duration, pulse, maximum pulse, and calories. So here, to generate again scatter plot, you can generate multiple lines as well, or multiple uh, dots as well, multiple data in one chart. So what here you need to call scatter plot. Sorry for that, because I just copy pasted it from my matplotlib. Um, so what you do, you call your scatter plot. Give first parameter your data frame from where you are getting data. Then you pass your x value, and then in y axis, in a list you pass two parameters that you want to show in your plot. So when you run this, you can see there are two different variables, pulse and maximum pulse are there. And here you find your legend here, so you don't need to give a legend separately. Plotly always generate legend itself when there is multiple data inside the plot. Again, if in a, now there is pie chart. So in pie chart, you pass one value, that is numerical value. So here I'm passing age, value count, and then I'm giving values. Here I pass values parameter, and in that I'm giving y axis values to it. Right? You can also write directly this here if you don't want to write y. And in names means labels. We are passing y dot index. If I run it, what will happen? These are our names, that is the labels that we pass y dot index, and these are the values. So it shows your data in percentage, in pie chart, in plotly. So that becomes easier to check how much you which age group is contributing most, or which age group is contributing the minimum. So Plotly is very interactive and very easy to handle a module to generate data frame and to visualize your charts. So now when we talk about a statistical chart, that means box plot, histograms, distribution plots, that also we can do with Plotly. So box plot, what box plot is? So box plot is a chart that shows numerical data through quartiles. So it basically divide your data set into five parts. That is, one is minimum, then 25%, then median, then 75%, and then maximum. So the minimum part and maximum part is shown by these whiskers. And in the box, you found your median and your lower quartile, that is 25%, and your upper quartile, that is 75%. And this box is called interquartile range, that is IQR. So if the median is at the center of the box and the whisker is almost the same on both ends, then the data is normally distributed. If the median lies closer to your first quartile, that means 25%, and if the whisker is at the lower end or shorter, in your lower end is shorter, that means it is positive skew or right skew. And if it is opposite, that means if your middle line, that median that lies closer to your 75 percentile, and if whisker of upper end, that means maximum value is shorter, then it's a negative skew. So it has different meanings when you use box plot, that you will learn it later or further when you work on your data analysis projects. So it will make sense to you if you don't know what box plot is. Otherwise, you can Google it and understand your statistical methods, why we use box plot, what is the purpose to use it. But here I'm showing you how to generate it. So with box method, you can generate your box plot in the fig, that is again file of your plot object, and in that you pass your px dot box, and in that you pass your data frame, and again you pass only one data value, and then you show it. So when you run it, you will see your box plot is generated here, and when you touch it, it will show you everything: what is the maximum value, what is the minimum value, what is your median, first quartile and second quartile. So we'll get all the values in there. There's again histogram plot that you use, you need for matplotlib. If you remember, you just write plt.hist, but in plotly you write the full keyword histogram, px.histogram, and then you pass your value that you want to see in your distributed form here. So by default the number of bins is chosen, that comes automatically, but you can customize your bins as well by nbin attribute. So here you give nbin inside histogram function, and you pass a number how many bins you want in your histogram. When you run it, you can see here bins are 10 now, these are smaller. You can also use categorical data. So if you run, you can see categorical data. It comes in bar graph in histogram. If you pass categorical data inside your histogram values. So I hope you understand it. If there is any confusion, any doubt in understanding this, please write in comment box and I will explain you with more examples how to generate and how to make charts. And if you like my video, please press like button. Don't forget to subscribe it. There is a link in description box. That is the link of our playlist where you find all previous videos if you haven't seen them. And there is also a link of GitHub repository that has all the lessons that we have covered in our video. So I hope it will help you to understand everything. And please write me if there is any confusion, any doubt, and also tell me how you like my video. Any feedback, positive or negative, is most welcome. Thank you and have a nice day.